Hi, this is Tim McKean from Herberger Online at Arizona State University. A couple of weeks ago, Epic Light Media put out this video talking about their two-person interview shoot, how to light it, how to set it. And they showed this technique of using a mask to remove objects from the frame that they didn't want to see. In this case, some lights and some microphones. Very cool. And a lot of you asked in the comments, hey, how'd you do that? How did you make sure that the lights didn't affect the background and things like that? So I don't know exactly how Epic Light Media did it, but I thought I'd take a few minutes to show you how I would do it. So the first thing you need to do is you need to capture a couple assets. You need two still frames. One still frame that has your talent, your content that you want to show, and then the still frame of the clean plate. So I've gone ahead and captured those two things. We put this away and then opened up those frames in Photoshop. And you can see I've organized these so the plate sits on top and the content sits below. So if I hide the plate, then you can see the talent, you can see the lights, you can see all the things that we want to not see. And that's why we have the plate. And you'll also notice as I toggle these two things back and forth that while the mics are removed, the light is removed, the chairs move just slightly, but you'll notice the background doesn't move, the flag doesn't move, and nothing in the background changes as far as color or lighting. And that just shows that the team at ELM just did an amazing job lighting this set, right? That the lights are set up in such a way that they're lighting the subject, but none of that key light and fill light is spilling into the background. The background is far enough away and the background is lit independently, and that's what allows this to work. So let's move forward here. So what you're going to do is I'm going to hide the plate first, and I'm going to work in my content frame. And what I need this frame here so that I can create a selection of exactly what I want to mask. Now, keep in mind, we're not removing anything. Sometimes people use the phrase like, I'm going to paint this out. You're not actually removing. What you're doing is masking. You're covering. So I'm going to take the lasso tool and just quickly draw a selection around the foot of this microphone. Hold down Shift, add to the selection as I draw around this other microphone and light box. And then do the same thing over here. Hold down Shift while I draw around this other microphone and light box. Oh, I screwed that up. So I will just undo that and try again. Again, holding Shift to draw. Drawing with a trackpad is never fun. And so I'm just making that selection. There are lots of more complicated, detailed ways to get a better selection in Photoshop. This is just quick and easy. So I've created a selection that has captured all the things that I want to hide. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is put that frame away, get out my plate, and you can see the selection still exists on this frame. And so now I've selected all the things that I want to hide from the main frame. So that these are all the things I need to keep from the plate. So I need to, I'm going to go to the select menu and invert that selection. So now I've selected all the things I want to lose, and I can just hit delete. Okay, now I've created a frame that has just the items that I want to, just the areas that I want to hide in the main frame, right? Or in the frame with my content. So now you can see when I turn that other frame back on, there's Thomas talking to Thomas, there's the subject, but you don't get the camera, you don't get the microphones, you don't get the lights. And as I toggle that plate back on and off, then you can see that I'm essentially hiding it, but I'm not taking anything out. I'm covering it up with the plate. So Epic Light Media even did, like 2 years ago, a whole episode about masks, painting mats. So go back and look at that if you want. But it's essentially the same thing. We're using components of that clean plate to create a matte painting or a mask that covers up the microphone and the lights and the other things we don't want to see. Now, obviously, this again only works for things that are static in the shot. It requires that your camera is locked down and things don't move, but it can be a really cool technique. Something I'm probably going to try capturing some lecture videos for some of our online courses. allows us to get the microphone in closer, allows us to get some lights in closer, but still maybe make use of that wide shot to get some variety, or show the studio space a little bit. Or if we're shooting like in the music hall or in a professor's office, that might be a nice way to capture that setting. So some cool ideas. Hope that helps.